Coming up on UPH. Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
DQ Blizzard, Diablo 3, more Butterfinger, please.
Dude, you totally landed that righteous goofy foot kickflip into a nose grind.
I'd buy that for $1.
And more on this episode of Unbelievable Power Hour.
It hurts a bit, but I can walk.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of Unbelievable Power Hour. I'm Dan DeHaan.
I'm Aaron Wiesinger.
Hey, Aaron, how's it going?
What's up? Not good. Not good.
Wow, way to throw a curveball on episode 7.
I'm good because I'm recording episode 7, but I'm bad because I'm sick.
Because you have the weakest immune system of all humans.
Apparently. Yeah.
So what's been going on? You've been sick, huh?
I've been sick, but before that, I had a pretty good time on vacation.
Where'd you go?
I went down south to Busan.
Busan?
4 days, yeah. It's at the southern end of South Korea, so it's a little bit warmer, and ate tons of awesome food. Really, really good street food there.
What kind of food?
And
like Korean cuisine?
Like Korean, like street dessert stuff.
Street desserts. That does not sound like you should eat it.
They're these little fried, they're not buns, I guess. They're like things of bread within the center. There's like brown sugar, cinnamon, stuff like that. And
hot
then they
cross
split
buns?
it open. Maybe.
1 a penny,
I don't know
2 a
what that
penny,
is.
hot cross buns.
So,
It's what kids learned on the recorder when they were little.
that was not me.
Okay.
So yeah, they split it open. They pour some like nuts and other stuff in there. Really good. Ate about 3 of those, and yeah, just went around the city on kind of a food tour, eating a bunch of really good stuff.
So basically,
And
it's a town that is a lot like a Costco that you go through and get some samples. Except it's a town.
Except it's not free.
Oh, okay.
You do have to pay for these things.
Well, you have to pay for a
Busan-
membership.
That's true. Busan is the biggest, the second biggest city in Korea, I believe. And big port town, big port city. And also we stayed at a massive, really nice hotel called the Hyatt Park.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Super fancy, and the best hotel that I've ever been in my entire life. So
It's a lot better
was
than your
really cool.
apartment, huh?
Yeah, my box of an apartment. So that was really cool. And then after that, we were supposed to go the next morning to an island called Wedo. And it's supposed to be really beautiful, but we didn't go because the weather was terrible and they canceled all the ferries.
Oh.
Yeah. So that didn't happen. But so we just hung out, did whatever. And then the next day we went to another place called Jeonju. And once again, thankfully my girlfriend loves eating as much as I do because we just ate ridiculous amounts of food. Piles and piles of food.
That'll catch up to you, Aaron. It's going to catch up to you.
Yeah.
Your metabolism will slow down the older you get.
Thanks, Mom. So yeah, we ate a lot of good food there. There's some really cool historic sites. One place we actually snuck into, we were not supposed to be there.
Oh, naughty.
Yeah.
That is naughty.
Right in the middle of this traffic circle. There's this closed off little gate, like castle looking thing. And there's all these signs saying, don't go in. And we're like, we're going to go in. And so we ran upstairs and took some pictures together. And yeah, it was fun.
Cool.
Hey, how about you?
I had a pretty good week. My weeks have been kind of like the same over and over again because of schoolwork, podcast games. You know, that's kind of how my week goes. But this coming Monday is my wife Brittany and it's our first anniversary, our first year
Congratulations
of marriage.
That's awesome.
Very excited for that. And this week we were kind of talking about. I've mentioned before that we're going to go away for a anniversary trip / baby moon to Chicago. We were talking about the agenda, what we're going to do. And then Brittany suddenly revealed to me that we had our wedding in February, and then we waited to have a big reception in August.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, by the way.
Yeah.
About that, Korea.
My bad.
So in preparation for the reception, she told me, she just revealed this to me, that there was a song, My Best Friend, by Queen. Well, there's an acoustic version of that song that we really like. And she wanted to learn that song on the acoustic guitar. I have an acoustic guitar. She wanted to learn it and then surprise me playing it for me at the reception.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing ever. And I wish it would have happened. It didn't.
Oh.
But she looked up all the chords and she just kept trying. She was practicing.
Sure.
And she was like, for some reason, this still sounds like garbage. What is going on? And she's telling me this about how she was just putting so much into it, trying to get this right. And she couldn't get past the fact that it sounded like garbage. And at the end of her story, I asked her, Brittany, you do realize it's a left-handed acoustic guitar, don't you? No.
And she's not left-handed.
No. And and for that matter, I'm not either. But it is a left-handed it is a left-handed acoustic guitar. I broke my finger in high school, and so it's made it harder for me to play guitar. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to try to learn left-handed. It's good for the brain, so might as well try. And that's why I got one. But yeah, we had a pretty good laugh over that.
That's amazing.
Because she has this guitar upside down, can't figure out why the chords sound like crap.
Yeah, which no matter what you do, it's going to sound like garbage.
And before we go into the weekly playlist, I also have another cool thing that just happened to me. My friend Pat is he's into improv and stand-up comedy, and he was at a comedy club last night.
Yeah.
And an actor that we have loved since we were in junior high, Kevin McDonald of The Kids in the Hall, was there.
That's amazing.
And he went up to Kevin and asked him to shoot a little video congratulating me on my soon-to-be child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Soon-to-be-born child. And that was the coolest thing ever. It's just Kevin McDonald. And I'm going to try and post it on Twitter and so everyone can see it. But wow, that was awesome.
That is super cool.
So thank you, Pat. All right, everyone. It is time for the game playlist weekly thing that we do.
That's right. It's that weekly thing that we do on our podcast.
Weekly playlist. How about you start us off, Aaron?
Excuse me.
Whoa, hey, squeaky chair.
Yeah. I'll just be coughing, sneezing with weird squeaky chair. Number 1, I played The Witcher 2. This is not super recent, but I played The Witcher 1. Didn't really like it that much. I was like, you know what? Why not play The Witcher 2? Because I didn't like the first one. Maybe the second one will be better.
Maybe.
And it went on sale on Steam for like $3.99. So I was like, nah, everybody seems to give it rave reviews. And it was sort of the same for the first Witcher. But anyway, so I picked it up and played it for maybe an hour or so. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. I don't think don't think that The Witcher as a franchise is for me.
I'd say that Steam could put a pile of dung on sale for $2 and I'd buy it.
I know. There's pretty much nothing that you won't buy at that price point.
This is just an image of a piece of poop, but it's on sale for $2.
I gotta get it. The thing is, like, you get so many hours out of games, and like you see something for a couple bucks, you're like, man, how can you not buy that?
Yeah, I just want it in my catalog.
Yeah, later I'll do it.
Probably not, but maybe.
Maybe, who knows?
What didn't you like about Witcher 2?
I did not like the fact that, like, you're this Witcher, genetically, he's not genetically engineered because it's like fantasy, so they don't have like engineers making these people. Anyway, he's this cross between like human, demon, something, and he's like wields a couple swords. One is for fighting people, one is for fighting like monsters like vampires and stuff like that. And he has bombs that he can throw, like alchemical things that he can make to use as weapons, stuff that he'll drink, and different magic things that he can use. It's not really focused so much on his magic, but so there's a lot going on. And right in the beginning of the game, like, one thing that I did like is the story seems pretty cool. I wish that I liked the game more so that I would play a bit and actually find out what's going on. And
is there another Witcher game coming out soon? I think there is. I think
Witcher 3 is coming out fairly soon, yeah. That's probably why they put it.
You going to get that?
If they put it on sale for a couple bucks, then yes, probably. So yeah, it's there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with this character, and I can see why people would get kind of lost in the complexity of that. You know, I myself love RPGs, so I'm a fan of that. But I think that the way they introduce you to everything that you're supposed to do is just sort of a sloppy tutorial, and it does a thing where like it throws you into like, get through this combat based on how you do will like determine what your difficulty setting should be.
They made it extra sloppy for you.
Yeah, just the way I like it. Actually, the opposite of that. Yeah, I didn't like it. After I played that section, I think I played for maybe a few more minutes, and then, yeah, I was just done. I just didn't really care that much.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It's $3. Almost $4. It's fine.
I might still try it. It's possible I'd like it.
I mean, there's so many good reviews. The same thing with Dark Souls. Everybody loves Dark Souls, but I didn't really care for it that much. So,
yeah, that's something that I struggle with. It's like when everybody's like, "This game is awesome. This is really good," and then I go to play it and I want to like it, and I feel like I'm supposed to like it, and I feel like, dude, it's hard to come to that realization, like actually admit to yourself, I just don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, am I dumb? Like everyone loves this game so much. Like, what is wrong with me?
You are dumb.
Thank you.
So what else have you been playing?
This one is brand new. Just came out. Maybe you haven't heard of it. It's called World of Warcraft.
What is this game?
Yeah. Actually, it's been out for 10 years. And I played it when it first came out. We kind of talked about this a little while ago. But I played the shit out of World of Warcraft. And I got bored with it after, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years. Which is a pretty good run.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I got bored with it after 5 years. No.
But, you know, there's still people playing it and who are like super intensely into doing like these big 40-person raid groups and stuff, which I am not, so that's why I didn't get too much into the end game content. But it's been a while, and I know they're still trucking along. They've lost some followers. I think they maxed out at like 12 million players.
Yeah,
something like that. But now I think they're back down to about 7 point some million.
They're still raking in a buttload of money.
Yeah, at roughly $15 a month for all of those millions of people. Yeah, they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's the free-to-play games. A lot of those free-to-play MMOs are what are kind of eating up their pockets there. Yeah,
and I really feel like, because I've played a few of those, and they're pretty good. Like, WoW definitely has something about it that is better. Like it's always felt superior. And I know that was the first one that I played, but I really tried to get into some other ones. And they're pretty good, but they never quite get at that level.
It is a premium MMO. And you know what you're getting. You know you're getting a top-notch MMO. However, I just can't get into it. I want to really bad. This is a game that I want to like so bad, and I get bored right away. I don't know what it is about it. I have all the expansions too. Like just recently, it was last year. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give WoW another chance. Maybe I'm in a different point in my life, and I'm gonna like this. And so all the expansions were on sale. So I missed Pandaria and Cataclysm, all of those. Wow. And wow, indeed.
Well, literally.
Dummy. And so I tried, I fired it up and I put a couple, I mean, probably 4 hours, something like that.
What's the highest level character you've got?
14. Oh boy. And I couldn't get into it. And I don't know what it is. I mean, I've played games where there are elements of just basically the loot is the fun part, right? I mean, or the socializing, I guess. And I'm not much of a social person online. I don't get online to talk to people. Not anymore. Not neither. Since like chat rooms and IRC, you know, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But
yeah, I think
maybe I'm just approaching the game wrong.
I mean, like I really got into it. Like it's got a really rich story, I think, for each race. A really interesting story. And I sort of fell into that a bit. Like my first race that I played that I thought was interesting was, it's funny because I was just thinking about it the other day, like I'm so sick of zombies now.
Yeah.
But the thing that I really got into was the undead race. And like their backstory and like when you start off in the starting area, like really paying attention to what the quests are and like sort of trying to get into the world itself, not just like playing through the quests, like, yeah, you know, I've got to kill 10 of these rabbits and then bring it back to this dude and
that's
complete
the part
the quest.
That just feels like, this sucks.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want it, that I don't feel the story when I'm playing the game. And I think that's my problem. If I felt like there was actually, you know, if I could sense the epic story, then maybe I'd like it more. But when I'm just, go kill 10 of these and collect their pelts and bring them back. No, thanks.
Yeah. I think it's just like it's such a massive world and you know that it's this huge world. And when you're starting off, there's like this really, from my point of view, like interesting story to learn about. And then you're like, man, I've got all this stuff to still go. And it's just like this huge place I can explore. And the reason why I stopped playing it was because like I got all that I could and all that I wanted to out of like the story of that world, like through exploration and playing all the different races and different classes, everything like that.
Yeah, it just felt like Errand Boy the game to me.
What?
Here, run my...
Oh, not
run
me, but Errand.
Errand, yes.
Okay.
So you've had kind of a you've had kind of a blizzardy week because you also played some Diablo 3.
Yeah. I just want to say one more thing about WoW. Like I feel like they sort of dumbed it down a little bit. Like I'm used to these there's these huge branching trees for like talents. Every time past level 10, you get another talent point to start putting into, like if you're a mage, you can be a fire, frost, or arcane talented mage. And then you go up those trees and you max out those things. And so it was like every level there's this thing that you had to do and you had to look into. Same with like your class when you would level up. And then you'd have to go back to your class trainer at like every other level. And so there's like always something you had to go back and forth and do. But now it's like everything is automated. Everything. Like when you level up, if you're at the right level, you'll get those talents. And now they've gotten rid of the talent tree and changed it so like you just go into this overall specialization. And it's just it's faster. So in a lot of ways, like it's easier to just keep going. But I think in some ways, if this is the game that I played initially, like I might not have gotten into it so much because I kind of like that work that you have to put into it.
Maybe they should automate killing the 10 whatever you're supposed to kill and get their pelt, and I'd like it more.
Yeah, they did kind of balance out the sort of like, hey, kill these things and then sit down and eat and drink for 30 seconds, which was like really a bummer.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see like all the differences from that initial release to now.
Yeah, and I think like, and I started playing this, I guess I should say, because like they will be having their new update coming up after the Mists of Pandaria. And that one's going to have new character models. They're going to kind of upgrade it, it seems, to like WoW 2. And
that's good. I'm glad they're kind of going that approach over EverQuest just shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah,
by making a completely separate game.
Right. People didn't want to play it. They put all this time into EverQuest and like, what do you mean I have to get a completely different game?
Yeah.
No, thanks. But yeah, so I think after that, they'll probably go the free-to-play route and still do really well.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was WoW.
So Diablo 3.
Another game that I've played through quite a bit. I've beaten it probably 4 or 5 times with different classes and different difficulty levels. And this is, again, this is not news, but their BlizzCon from last winter, in November, I believe. They announced their Reaper of Souls update, and that's their first big expansion for Diablo 3.
That is Reaper, right? Not
yes.
Okay.
Not the other thing. Reaper of Souls.
Well, that sounds offensive.
And so yeah, I wanted to get back into this and play it a little bit, get a refresher.
You play the role of a reapist.
It's a really interesting.
I'm a soul reapist.
Oh, did you play Soul Reaver?
No,
on the PlayStation.
No,
awesome
I remember
game,
it, but it did not.
Yeah, really cool. What was I talking about? So one thing that they one thing that they decided to remove, which I think is great, is getting rid of the auction house. Like it's the regular Diablo 3 game, but they're like, hey, you know what? We're going to put in microtransactions and make it so you can buy loot right from the get-go. And I was like, that's pretty dumb. Like, I mean, the whole point of Diablo is to play and get loot, not to
loot,
buy loot.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that they realized and they admit through video, and probably a bunch of people complaining. But they will, as of next month, I believe, they will get rid of the auction house.
I think it's gone already, isn't it?
No, next month.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I've been here. I mean, because I was playing a couple months ago, and they were talking about the auction house is going away, and I guess I thought it was already gone. But wow.
Yeah. They announced it, and then they said they just letting people have enough time to get their things in order, and just get ready for it to not be available.
You know, this Diablo 3 is going to be out on the PS4 soon. I have it on my PC. But I am considering trying it on the PS4 to see how it plays with the controller.
How much did you play of Diablo 3?
I probably have only like 4 hours in, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
What class did you play?
Warrior.
Okay.
So, but I like it a lot. It's one of the games that I think the key to a good loot game is the interface and being able to easily see, oh, this is better than this. And I think they do that really well. And that's why I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely the best, like that hack and slash top down sort of mix between action and RPG type of loot game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still really fun. They're going to have a new character class when the Reaper of Souls comes out. And
which one is that? Do you know?
I'm drawing a blank. It's basically like the paladin, but they called it something else, like defender or something.
I like your thinking noises.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm interested to play that expansion when it comes out, and but yeah, it's still fun.
Cool.
I played that for another like maybe 3-4 hours.
Well, I played a couple games this week. The first one being Ali Ali on my PS Vita. So it's a 2D skateboarding game, and it's kind of cool. The whole game is about grinding.
Okay.
Yeah, not bumping grinding.
not dungeon grinding.
While we're on the topic, I don't see nothing wrong with a little bumping grinding. Aaron.
Okay. Wait, were you expecting me to argue?
Yeah, I was hoping so.
That is sick.
So it was developed by a company called Roll7, and it's got kind of the 8-bit look, and the controls are very basic. So you've got your X button, lands a trick, your left analog performs tricks, and then you push just down on your analog to activate the grind. And it's kind of, they're just these linear levels, and you're just start to finish, and there's a bunch of rails and walls and all the stuff that you can grind on in between and perform tricks. And I really like it. It's a nice little time waster, and it's fun. They've got meta challenges. So it's like, earn a score of 30,000 in this run, or perform a 5x combo. And that's how you unlock levels, additional levels. And I think it's pretty fun. All your tricks are rated. So it'll be like, that was sloppy, shaky, okay, or sick move. And I've always had a love for skateboarding games for some reason. I don't know why. And actually, there's more skateboarding that we're going to talk about this episode.
Yeah,
but,
we're not done.
It plays really nice. The only problem that I have with the Vita, I almost wish it was bigger. I mean, I don't know. I start getting thumb cramps if I play it, and I have to then angle my hand just right, and that's my only issue with it. You know, the analogs are a little small. I love the system though. I don't, and I know people don't want it to be huge, but I miss the days of the Game Gear.
Do you feel the same way about the 3DS XL? Like in terms of cramped hand syndrome?
No, I don't get cramped hand syndrome the same.
Because neither do I.
I think it's just the way that the angle is, the way you hold it versus the way the 3DS is. So, but I've really enjoyed it. It's a good game. I can't remember how much it is. It's not that much. It's $12, I think, something like that. But I would definitely say if you are a Vita owner, it's available in the online store, and it's a really good game.
Cool.
The next game, I also picked up Wonderful 101 this week for the Wii U. And that one is about a bunch of superheroes.
Okay.
And they're a group called the Wonderful 100. And you are the one. You make up the one. So what the twist with this game is, it's kind of an action adventure game. And the twist is you have this huge group of superheroes around you. And what you can do is make a motion with your right analog stick. So say you twirl it around, and that will make everyone morph into a fist. Or if you go straight out, you can make everyone morph into a sword, and all these different things. And it's kind of cool. It's just like this giant superhero.
It's like a flock.
Yeah, a flock. And it's kind of cool. Well, the company that made it is Nintendo Games, or not Nintendo Games, Platinum Games, and I think Nintendo is the publisher. Like they're like, hey, this is a really good game. We want to put it out.
We want a piece of that.
Yeah, we want a piece of that. Nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. So it's got a Japanese feel to it, I think.
Okay.
But I enjoy it so far. It's kind of cute. It's kind of funny. Kind of dumb, too, at the same time. A lot of little sight gags and stuff like that. But it's very unique gameplay. I mean, at its core, it's just like you're running around punching stuff and kicking stuff. But just the way you put the the weapons together with all the superheroes and stuff, it's kind of cool.
Sounds awesome.
And then the other thing that I played this week.
What's that?
And Hearthstone. I'm still playing that.
Oh, yeah. Me too, man.
Yeah. It's
can't stop.
It's eating up my time. But I get Brittany beats me all the time. She's still beating me, and I don't know what it is.
What's your like win-loss percentage?
I think right now I'm like 3-7 against her, something like that.
That's getting better.
Consistently beating me. Yeah, pretty well. But we went, I mean, aside from playing each other, we went online and played, some more. Yeah. And I did notice as I play more, you can get your butt beat pretty bad at times. If you run up against someone that has a really nice deck of cards, they will destroy you, and there's nothing you can do. You have no chance. And I mean, it's frustrating at times. It's like, oh my gosh, this isn't even fun. Yeah. But there is still that feeling that if I just put in the time, I can get those cards too.
Yeah.
Or I could just put another quarter in the slot.
I think like it never feels when somebody beats me, I'm like, you know what? They're just a better player. They know like what card combinations to use better than I do. I never feel like the game is unfair itself.
Yeah, and I would not say unfair, but do you have a nice card set that you're playing with? Like, because there are some cards that they will destroy.
It's okay. Like there are like I got I think it was an epic druid card, and like it's pretty good, but not like a game destroyer. So yeah, I mean, like there are definitely great cards you can get and put into your deck when you're just playing like the casual games against other people. But I haven't seen anything that's been put out and it's like, whoa, that doesn't belong in the game.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. I just think you have to earn some of those cards to be able to compete with some people.
Sure.
I mean, because there was like one card that I got that was deal 4 damage to all of their minions, and
right.
I it took me a little while to earn that, and finally I got it in a pack, and it wipes out their entire. I mean, for the most part, it wipes out all of their minions.
Yeah, usually.
And it's a pretty righteous card, I'll say.
I think that's Flame Strike for the mage.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, I think you're right. Yeah. And then I also noticed that there's card crafting in the game, and I've yet to try that.
It's a little scary.
Whoa,
I'm not going to lie.
What scares you about it?
You have to destroy your cards to get the material to craft other cards. Ooh. And if you don't know what you're doing, like, I mean, I don't want to destroy cards that, like, I've won.
And I'm guessing it's not, like, destroy a basic card. Or
no,
is it? It's like destroy these awesome cards.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the cards that you get in packs, like, you have the option to destroy those. And then get its essence.
Okay, and so you steal its essence, its life force.
Yeah, suck it right out.
And then you still, though, have to destroy other cards and then put the ingredients of essence together?
I believe so. Like, I haven't tried it because I'm too terrified to destroy my own cards. But, like, that's what I get from looking at it.
Interesting.
Yeah. But
have you tried Arena yet?
I did. That was, this was definitely my week of Blizzard love. Because
gross.
With WoW, Diablo 3,
Aaron is just a storm of love coming through.
Watch out.
I'm a tsunami of love.
The Diablo 3 character is the Crusader character class.
All right. Great.
So anyway, in Hearthstone, I tried out my first arena run. It was really interesting because I first, like, now understand the mechanic a little better. Like you you have to spend your gold to play arena matches.
It's 100 gold, isn't it?
I think it's 130.
Oh,
It's a little more expensive.
well, that's just all. Oh, that's too much.
That's outrageous. So like the first arena run you get is free. Like the first time you do it, they're like, just go ahead. And so they give you access to random, but potentially awesome cards. Like I think you get access to every card that's available. And each round, like for all 30 cards, it shows you 4 cards and says, which one do you want to use? So you're like, that one. And so you build up your deck of 30 cards, and then they're like, all right, go for it. Now we're going to match you up with somebody, see how well you can do. If you lose 3 times in a row, you're out. If you keep winning, then great, you keep winning.
Is it 3 times in a row or a cumulative 3 times?
Actually, yeah, I think you're right. It's cumulative 3 times. So if you lose with that deck 3 times, then it kicks you out. And the longer you can last with that deck, the better item you will potentially receive once you do finally get kicked out of that run.
Yeah, the payoff I've heard is really good. Like, this is the way to get packs of cards quickly.
Packs of cards.
Very nice.
Now, when I played, I lost each of those 3 games that I played. So I only got the basic reward, which is still nice.
What was the basic reward?
You get like a pack of cards, and I can't remember what the other one was.
So a pack of cards is 100 gold.
Yes.
And you paid 130 to play.
The first round is free, so I didn't pay anything for that.
Okay. But following that, it'll be 130. You'll get a pack of cards, and you got something else as well?
Yeah.
But you don't remember what that was?
I can't remember.
It wasn't cards? Was it essence?
I don't think it... No, it wasn't essence, and it wasn't extra cards. It was 1 pack of cards, and I'm pretty sure there's something else with it.
I'm trying to think of what else you can use in the game. It wasn't a race.
Like,
was it a race?
Like,
no, you have to have all the races to be in arena.
Unless it was like 1 specific card, or like, I don't think it would give you gold.
Here, have some gold. I don't know why it was a leprechaun.
But yeah, you're right. Like, it's supposed to be like the best way to get like those ultimate cards that you can put in the deck that you play with regularly.
Well, and the thing is too, this is a level playing field for everyone. Everyone is choosing from these cards.
Right.
So it's not like they can go in there with other cards that they've won.
Exactly.
That you just don't have access to. So
right.
That is really nice. And the thing is, you have to consider, like, I like that really you're only risking 30 gold going in there playing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you could just buy a pack for 100, or you could go in here, waste, potentially just throw away 30, but you have the opportunity to get a lot more.
Yeah, there's that chance.
Yeah,
and you get a good view of like what some of the like more epic cards are, because you can play with all of these really great cards. So it's a really cool addition that I was totally overlooking this whole time that I've been playing.
I still have to unlock all the characters. And did you do that just by beating the classes online? I mean, is that it? You have to beat them to be able to unlock them, right?
You can either beat them through practice mode.
Oh, okay. I did not know that you could get them through practice mode.
Yeah, or you can play people online. I think most of the ones I unlocked just through online play.
Okay. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am loving some Hearthstone, and I'll continue to play that. In fact, I think we should both do a Let's Play for Hearthstone coming up soon. Do you agree?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, everyone, it's time for gaming news. We're going to go through some of the stories that have gone on this week. And the first one, I don't know, Nintendo. So Nintendo has been doing this thing this year called the Year of Luigi, and it's to celebrate Luigi's turning 30 or something like that.
Okay, congratulations.
Yeah, the dude always looks like he's in his 40s, but he's only 30.
Yeah.
So I mean, this was just basically a marketing campaign, but the deal was they're like, hey, we're gonna give Luigi some love this year and release some Luigi games, and he's gonna be featured in all these other games. And so they've just officially said that the Year of Luigi is ending on March 18th. So
Thank
there's some speculation about if they're going to release something else, on that date. It's like if all the releases are done, who cares then if it's ending March 18th? So we're assuming that there will be one more release.
Yeah.
And some of the games that have been released this year, actually some good games. I've got Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS, and that's a really good game. I really liked Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube, and I like Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS. I think it's a cool, like, it reminds me of Ghostbusters in a way.
Right.
You a fan of the Ghostbusters?
I am. I
like the gameplay mechanic, and so it's been pretty fun. I like that one. I haven't beat it yet, but I'm gonna keep going through that. And then Super Luigi U came out, and or Super Luigi Brothers, I think it might have been called. I don't know. Is Luigi's last name Mario? Is he Luigi Mario and Mario is Mario Mario?
I hope not.
Since they're the Mario Brothers.
Right.
It's me, Mario. And I'm Luigi Mario.
I love Luigi's voice.
Sounded a little sounded a little bit like SpongeBob SquarePants. Krabby Patties. I don't know why I did that. So, yeah, and then there's been some, they came out with Dr. Luigi. And that's, I'm not saying that a plumber couldn't be a doctor. I'm not going to say that. They might have the dream and they can do it. You can do anything as long as you believe in yourself.
Sure.
But I'm not going to believe that both Mario and Luigi became doctors.
One of them, maybe.
Maybe. So, yeah, it's just like, whatever. Is what I feel.
I was thinking you were going to be more excited about the Year of Luigi, actually. Because
you think I'm some Nintendo fanboy. That's why.
Because yes, and I know I know that you love Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, I do. I just don't think they could have just released the game.
It didn't need a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows what's next?
Yeah. What's the next year coming out of Nintendo?
I don't think they're doing one. I don't know. I would be surprised. Yeah. I don't know that Yoshi is turning 20 or something. Maybe. Yoshi's turning 21, dude. Better watch out. Shots.
Party, bro.
Shots. All right. So next up in the news, this show isn't always about Candy Crush, but it just seems like there's been a ton of Candy Crush news lately. Yeah.
Of our 7 episodes, I think 5 or 6 have been related to Candy Crush.
But I mean, I thought this recent thing was interesting. The GDA, the International Game Developers Association, they released a statement this week that they're disappointed with King Games. They're like,
shame on you.
Hey, what up, brah? Why you doing this? Brah? So basically, they feel what everyone else feels, that they're ridiculous. Like, how do you trademark a single word?
Right.
And they think, it's just kind of that they're acting in a predatory way. They just want to block people from using that word. And so it's pointless. It's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too much. And I think like they're kind of stepping in because they have, I don't think in any real official capacity, but they have the ability to influence people.
Yes.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. But also in Candy Crush news, I think Candy Crush is a good game, you know, as far as the gameplay. I like Match 3. I think they did a really nice job with that game. I like the art style and the gameplay. But my mom plays the game. She loves Candy Crush. And
did you tell her about all this stuff?
she just fast forwards through every section of the show where we talk bad about Candy Crush.
La 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 la.
Oh my gosh, my son. Danny. Fast forward. This is ridiculous. So my mom plays the game, and the way they do their leaderboards, it's all level based. And so, you know, the levels that you reach, that's where you are on the leaderboard. So I think she's at level 275. And
is that super high?
Oh, I know that there are a lot of people higher, but that is pretty high. Yeah.
Okay.
That is, she plays like she's making money at it, you know? So your leaderboard is generally your Facebook friends, right?
Yeah.
And
they all appreciate your invites.
So there are 2 other people higher on the leaderboard than she is.
Okay.
I don't know what number 1 is at, and I think number 2 is at 293.
Okay.
Well, the number 2 spot recently passed away.
Oh.
I'm not laughing because they passed away. I'm laughing in anticipation of.
Okay.
So my mom, you know, she's a sensitive person and definitely, you know, was sad that this person passed away. But there was this sliver of her that was thinking, now she'll be able to get that number 2 spot on the leaderboard.
Now's my chance.
And you know what? If something happens to the person that's in the number 1 spot,
yeah,
I think the police better go talk to my mom.
A little investigation over there.
I'm suspicious of her if something happens to that number 1 spot. So
that's funny. I mean, funny that your mom is that much of a hardcore Candy Crusher.
She's more than a Candy Crusher. It sounds like she might be a people crusher too. So yeah, I love you, Mom. You can start listening again.
But I got my eye on you.
All right, next up in the news, Activision has announced that they are indeed working on another Tony Hawk game.
Yet again.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, there was one point where it was like we were being saturated with skateboarding games, and then they all just were like, well, these aren't selling anymore. People don't care about skateboarding anymore. Yeah. And now it's coming back around, which is weird. But skateboarding has always been cyclical in that way. It's gone in and out of a fad. And yeah. Did you play skateboarding games?
Wow, sorry. I'm looking here, and there's probably about 20 Tony Hawks that have been released.
The dumbest of which was on the Wii when they had that skateboard that you could actually use.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You could actually stand on a skateboard and fake skateboard.
And die in your living room.
Yeah, I used to play the Tony Hawk games back in the day. The first few ones that came out, like it was really cool and novel back when it first started coming out, the Tony Hawk series. You know, stringing together like 50 tricks and getting a million points. Just all insanely impossible things to do on an actual skateboard. But it was really fun. And I think after like year 5 or 6 that they started just keep cranking out Tony Hawk games, I was like, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, there's really nothing different about it.
I played, if there was one Tony Hawk game that I played the junk out of, and that was, I think, Tony Hawk 3, Pro Skater 3 or something like that, on the GameCube. And I beat that one. That was one I played to completion.
Okay, wow.
I was insanely good at it. I loved it. And I continued to play, pick them up with the other systems. I just never really got into them the same. It was just more of a leisure playthrough.
Sure.
I love the series. I think it's a great series, and I think, it's time for them to come back. I'm not sure. Like, I guess I don't know the skateboarding scene that well, but is Tony Hawk still relevant in the skateboarding scene?
I mean, he's always going to be like a really recognizable name in skateboarding.
Is he the John Madden of skateboarding then, basically?
Yeah, he's turning into
what you got here is a skateboard, and I'm going to do an ollie. Turkey legs.
Hopefully that's how it becomes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's getting older. I'm sure he's not like toe to toe with some of the upcoming younger dudes. I don't know. I don't keep up with skateboarding news too much.
At what point does he become the grandfather of skateboarding?
The godfather of skateboarding.
No, I don't. I meant grandfather.
He will have children skateboarding.
Yeah, he will.
I don't know. I think like I'm not so excited about this. The last skateboarding game I got excited about was Skate, where it was the dual analog stick control for doing tricks, and it was like you had to be dexterous as hell to be able to pull off tricks.
Hey, look at this dexterity, man.
But that was a really cool, new, interesting way to like play a skateboarding game.
It was. I thought it was, but I don't think it's... I would say I don't think it's going to have the lasting appeal that the Tony Hawk game... Because Tony Hawk was arcade, the arcade style of skateboarding. And I like that better. I think that's that people will just always love that.
Yeah. I definitely played much, much more of Tony Hawk than Skate. So, yeah.
And finally, then Sony, has released some numbers, and it looks like they've sold over 5 million PS4s. And they're saying that's sell-through. That is not ship, because a lot of times those gaming companies like to put a little spin on the numbers and say it's a ship-through number versus a sell-through. And so over 5 million units, that is insanely awesome.
That is a lot. And the Wii U only has, only 5.86 million.
That's
and they launched a year earlier.
Yes, that is too late.
Yeah.
That is sad. Oh, the Wii U. Yeah. PU Wii U.
Nice one.
So I think this is just, it's nice because Sony really geared their message towards gamers. And I'm always happy. I'm a proponent of that. I love it. Yeah. I do not align myself with any game, console manufacturer or anything. I'm not
even a little bit. You're like, I kind of hope they do better this time.
Well, I would say that I was rooting for Sony just because of their message. I thought it was on point. I did not like Microsoft's their approach.
Right.
So that I would say from that aspect, yeah. But no, I love the games, and that's it. It's all about the games for me. I've got a Wii U, I've got an Xbox 360, I've got a PlayStation 3, I've got a PlayStation 4, and eventually I probably will get an Xbox One if the games come to it.
Sure. They really push the Xbox One as like being the like all-in-one system, not so much for the games.
Yeah, I don't care about the all-in-one stuff. I feel like
me neither.
Who cares? I cut the cord. I've got Netflix and Hulu and the internet.
Yeah.
And so that's, I don't care about integrating my cable TV into my console.
Yeah, same here.
So
I think the only reason why I was rooting for the Xbox One at all over the PlayStation 4
is because of the controller.
The controller. That was it. That was seriously it. Because
you have to get a PS4 controller in your hands. It is so much better than PS3.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm sure the Xbox One controller is amazing. The Xbox 360 controller is amazing, and I'm sure of it. But I got to give props where props is due, and that PS4 controller is on par with the 360 controller at this point.
Fair enough. I mean, the PS4 is the one that I will be getting in the coming months. It won't be the Xbox One.
And another thing that I really love about the PS4 is the remote play. I don't know that I've mentioned this on the show, but I have a Vita. I have mentioned that. But I do the remote play thing, and I love it. I can play Assassin's Creed 4 on my Vita, and it's such a great integration. It works. It works really well.
It is a good experience to play it that way.
Yes, it is. I wouldn't say it's like it's not as, I don't know. The controllers are different because it's the Vita. It doesn't control as nicely as a PS4 controller. Sure. But it still works really well. I wouldn't use it as my primary way to play PS4 games. Like, screw my 46-inch TV. I'm just going to play it on the Vita all the time.
I don't need that.
But I was playing Resogun on my Vita remote play, and I was able to beat a level. And Resogun, is a lot like Geometry Wars or something like that, where reaction time is key. There could not be any lag in the game, otherwise you're screwed. And it's cool. It's a good thing.
Very cool.
So congratulations to Sony, and we just hope things keep going well for ya. All right, everybody, it is time for our weekly giveaway. There's
this
applause right there.
Yay!
I left room for applause.
I'll be the audience.
We've got a really good giveaway this week. We're giving away The Walking Dead Season 1. The whole season on Steam. Oh, guess what? We're also giving away 400 Days, the DLC for the first season of Walking Dead.
Why aren't you just giving this to me? Because I don't have it. This is awesome.
This is awesome. This is a really good giveaway, and this is one of my favorite games ever. It's such a great game to experience and play through. It's better than the stupid show. I hate the show. Oh my gosh! I just watched. It came back on for the second half of the fourth season a few weeks ago, and I didn't care at that point, and I was just like, whatever. And then finally yesterday, I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
And I hate that show. I'm still gonna watch it, but I hate it. I'm so annoyed. I mean, their writers are terrible.
Why do you force this upon yourself?
Because I mean the comic means so much to me. I mean, it got me back into comics again.
Okay.
And I do love zombies, but I was just like, I was watching it, and the thing doesn't even make sense. Every episode, it just seems like they do the same thing where someone's walking, da 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 da. They have all their peripheral vision. They can see everything. Everything is wide open, and then suddenly a zombie pops out of nowhere.
Right.
And it's like these things that can't control and anything about their body besides
they just want to eat brains.
Yeah, they make noises all the time. They've established that these things make noises.
Right.
All right. But suddenly they don't make a noise until they get a jump on you. That is dumb. And And the other thing that is dumb is the noises that they do make. Have you ever tried to make that ghoulish sound that a zombie makes? No, that makes sense. That makes sense. This is more like this. That hurts.
Like they're growling at the person.
That hurts my throat to do. And it takes a lot of effort to do. Yeah. But I'm supposed to believe that every one of these zombies have that much vocal cord control that they can make that ghoulish sound. I hate it. It's dumb.
Oh, too bad.
But we're giving the game away because the game is good. I could go on a rant about The Walking Dead for a while. It's like there are so many shows that do it better, and it's too bad.
Yeah.
I've been watching True Detective on HBO.
I want to see that so bad.
That is a good show.
Yeah. I've heard it's awesome.
And it's got Matthew McConaughey in it. All right. So anyways, that's my rant. We're giving away The Walking Dead. We're going to post a message on Twitter. What you can do is follow us on Twitter. It's at UPH Show. That's our handle. Mm-hmm. And just reply to the message. Mm-hmm. And we'd love for you to follow us too. If you want to follow us, we don't just post, stupid crap.
Absolutely.
We post some fun crap.
It's all gold.
So that's that. I don't mean to chitter chat. All right, everybody. It's time for random stuff. Random stuff. This is where we talk about just random stuff. And my, if you don't mind, I'll go first.
Go ahead. By all means.
My random stuff for the week is going to be a personal confession.
What's that?
I, as a teenager, you know what?
Not now.
I'm not. It might have been 19, 20 years old.
Okay.
I was a big fan of the Spice Girls.
Oh.
I know. Yeah.
Like you had their albums, their records.
I did. I had their compact discs. And I don't know, it was a guilty pleasure of mine, I guess, but I was out in the open with it. I mean, I liked them so much. I had both albums. The first one, whatever that one was called, and then Spice World. And I actually went to see the movie in the theater. That's how ridiculous I am.
That's awesome.
And I went with my girlfriend. I guess that kind of...
Did you drag her to the movie?
Yes, I did. I'm just going to see it because she wants to see it. While inside, I was like, yeah, Spice Girls.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what it was. I liked the music. It's that synthy bass that I loved in their song, like Wanna Be and Say You'll Be There. And then like the sweet ballads like Two Become One. I also had like, rotating preferences.
How am I just getting those songs in my head all?
When to become one.
Stop.
I need some love like I never needed love before. So, yeah, my preference of like each individual Spice Girl changed too. Like just whatever mood I was in, I was like, oh, I like Ginger Spice now.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
She's got it going on.
And then at some point I liked Sporty, and then Scary ended up being my favorite that went through all of
like your all-time favorite was Scary Spice.
all-time favorite was Scary. I think she's the prettiest. And
okay.
I was never a big fan of Baby or Posh though.
Yeah, same. I always kind of thought Ginger Spice was my favorite.
Yeah. You like the redheads, huh?
Yeah. Well, not anymore, but I did.
Creepy. All right, so that's it. I just had to get that off my chest,
But that wasn't like a really big like secret from other people. You would willingly tell people like,
I'd throw it in people's faces. Like, what up? You got a problem with the Spice Girls? Well, guess what? Maybe you don't realize it, but I listen to them. You talk about people the way you do, but maybe someone standing right next to you loves the Spice Girls.
You're real emotional about it.
What did you say about Posh Spice? Oh, she's too skinny, huh?
Well, I did not know that, Dan. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Mine is Enya. I would not tell anybody that I liked Enya, aside from my family, because they could obviously hear me playing it.
While you were in the bathroom.
Her sweet, soothing rhythms.
It would soothe you into submission, like help you relax. Everyone has.
I go into the bathroom with my Walkman and my headphones.
Everyone has a bathroom theme song.
Do they?
Mine is it's by Genesis. And it's Same Old Song by Genesis. Thought it was wrong and I thought it was right. You know that song? I don't know.
No,
but it's like when I'm ready, when I'm gearing to go, I just turn that on and then bam, everything is okay.
It's your mental preparation.
So what is your random thing of the week?
My random thing is I thought I'd end the show on a depressing note. As I oft like to do. I haven't talked about this before. I usually don't just discuss it, but I get migraines with some regularity ever since I was 17. And I don't know if you've ever gotten one, Dan.
I've only had one in my entire life.
Uh-huh. And what would you say that was like? Was it like, yeah, that's not too bad?
It was a debilitating pain that destroyed my mind.
Yeah, that's pretty apt, I would say. I don't contemplate suicide. I don't think people should kill themselves. I think it's generally it's just bad. But when you have a bad migraine, you understand. It's like I wish I was dead.
Yeah, wow.
It's the only time I've experienced that level of pain. And I think people tend to write it off as like, hey, you just got a headache. Just go take some Advil and lie down for a few minutes. Shut your mouth. It's like, you know what? I just can't really describe it. And I hope that you get one so that you can understand.
Wow. So.
Anyway, so I get migraines from time to time. If you get migraines, I thought I'd just use this as a time to just kind of talk about it a little bit.
Empathize with people. And hey, you know what? Follow Aaron on Twitter and you guys can talk about your migraines together. And your little support
What kind of
group.
drugs you like to take for it?
Whoa.
Not those kind of drugs, legal drugs. But
that does suck. I'm sorry you get those.
Yeah. So it's not great, but you know.
All right.
What are you going to do?
Moving on to something fun again. Jeez. So it's time for
the real question of the week.
The question of the week. What difficulty do you like to play your games at? Usually when you play a game, most of the time you might have three options: easy, normal, hard. Mm-hmm. And what do you do, Aaron?
I started at normal. I kind of feel like maybe that's how they intended the game to be played at its base level. So yeah, that's the first way I'll play it.
I would say most of the time I like to play at normal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I used to just play it easy. Like, I just want to experience this game and get through the story. And then I went through a phase where I was like, you know what? I'm going to play on hard now. Because, man, then I can brag that I'm awesome, that I played it on hard. And then I was like, man, I don't care about that. Who cares? This is annoying. I'm not enjoying this.
Yeah.
So I just settled on normal. It was kind of that same experience that I was like, this is what it was intended to be like. And so that's what I want to play it on.
Mm-hmm.
So are there any games, though, that you take pride in the fact that you can beat it on hard?
Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. Like the one game that this is how it sort of offers its replayability that I played this week is Diablo 3. Like once you beat it on a certain difficulty level, then it unlocks the next one. And then, but it's good. Like it unlocks like really improved loot during the game. So it's cool, and it's appropriate to play at that difficulty level once you're at, because you carry the character over to the next difficulty.
So everybody, hey, let us know. Let us know if there's a particular game that you are prideful in the fact that you beat it on hard or something like that, or tell us, I play it easy all the time. That's
You want to brag? Go ahead.
Email us at podcast@uphshow.com. Or tweet us or something like that.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, that's the end of another episode.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Wow.
7.
It goes by so fast. We wait the whole week and then it's done.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was an hour.
So it's time for plugs.
Yeah, so like we said, we got the question of the week. What difficulty do you play games at? Our email is podcast@uphshow.com.
You can tweet us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @UPHshow.
You can find us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/UPHshow.
Subscribe to us on iTunes and Stitcher.com. We'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to us, rate us, and review us, whatever. Thanks.
Yeah, super helpful. You can also find us at our Steam group, Unbelievable Power Hour.
And my Twitter handle is @dandahan78. I finally got my website stuff kind of like rolling now, so dandahan.com should be up soon.
Yeah. My website is aaronwiesinger.com.
And guess what? Aaron and I made a movie. It's called Unhappy Campers. It's a horror film, kind of an 80s slasher, an homage to the 80s slashers, and it's funny and fun and gory. It's at youtube.com/Unhappy Campers Movie.
That's right. And we wanted to make one correction from last week, or a clarification from last week. You should check out and follow Ty Designs. That's at TYDEESIGNS. So check out his videos at youtube.com/Ty Designs or on Twitter. Okay. It's good for
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.